Hello everybody, I'm glad that you came and you're watching this episode of the Online Privacy Guide podcast. Today we want to talk about how you should think before you post something on sites like Facebook, on sites like MySpace, and all these social networking sites. So I hope it will be a good time. We want to start right away with saying that nothing that you post on the internet is private. So what does that mean? It means that everybody can read it. Of course, you know that is obvious, maybe you say, Michael, what are you telling me? I already know that. Yes, I know that, and I am aware that you know that, but I want to emphasize that. I want to emphasize that you have to know while you're posting it, that people and everybody can see it, and it's not private. It is not private, and even if you delete it, it is not private. And you have to think about who you are friends with. There's maybe you know the story. There's this young woman and she's working in a job and she doesn't like that job. So she goes on Facebook after maybe a long day of work and a lot of yelling from her boss. And she goes on there and she types on there something like, "Oh, my boss, I can't stand this guy and he's a terrible person and I hate my job." What do we have here? We have a connection of the knowledge that, she has to get out her emotions, and because she's emotional, she's typing in and she wants the whole world to know. The problem in this story was that the whole world includes her boss, which was, in this case, she was friends with him on Facebook. So of course you can imagine that she didn't keep her job. He fired her right away, and unfortunately it was like she had a 6-month like a period where she could, like a testing period, and that she was like a short time before she was done with that, and she posted that online and everything was over. So we have to remember who we are friends with. Are we friends with everybody who gives us a friendship request? That is okay. It depends on our what we are actually doing on Facebook. If our purpose on Facebook or on any other network, maybe LinkedIn, that's a good example for networking. So you accept most of your friendship requests so that you get to know a lot of people. So then it's also different. If you have a business account and you're trying to promote that, maybe. So that's of course a different thing. So you have to handle that differently. But again, you have to know who you're friends with. But then you have this like smaller circle of friends maybe, and there you share maybe things that you don't want to know everybody. Yes, you can do that. It is risky and you still have to be careful because not everybody can be trusted, but people can also release your emails. So of course, but that is why we have the title think before you post. Then again, we have the problem that it can be deleted. Of course it can be. You can click on the little X and then it disappears from your wall, and the others can't see it anymore. That is where the problem is. They can't see it anymore. Many people, they see a comment and they're like, "Oh no," that's actually most people. They're like, "Oh no, what happened?" But they never comment on it for various reasons. But just because there's no comment, we can't assume that nobody saw it. Many times we even see, okay, he commented after 17 seconds, after 1 minute or so, bam, the first comment. So even that might not even be the first one who saw that thing. So that's just the first one who commented. So even though it can be deleted, of course it can be deleted from the minds of the people. Which brings us to the point which I spoke a little bit in the beginning about posting out of emotions. That is something we should never ever do. Just because of the reason that when we are emotional, we do many things that we regret afterwards. I think we know that many times from relationships, most of the time romantic relationships. When we fight, we are like all hyped up, and then we say things that we regret in the end. So I think it is important that we first calm down, first relax, first think a little bit, get a clear head, and then okay, maybe post something. But don't make this mistake and run towards Facebook and post something right away, hit the enter button, and then everything is falling apart in the end. Don't do that mistake, but calm down first. And then if you don't know, if you really don't know, okay, is that really a good idea, and can everybody know that what I'm about to say? Well, then ask yourself the question, could, like, if I would yell it out in the world, if I would broadcast it on TV to all my friends, would that be okay? Would that be okay? Would I be okay with that? Not would they be okay with that, would I be okay with that? So we have to ask ourselves that question, because in the end we are the ones who have to live with that. So you gotta answer that question for yourself. We know that many relationships got destroyed through things like Facebook, and not only, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wives, you know, because of the obvious reasons. You know, you are you know, posting on a lady's wall the whole time, and you're like, you know, it's just, you're just flirting and stuff. But you know, we forget that your wife, you know, she can see it all, and the other way around too. So it is open, it is public. That is, on the one hand, the purpose of Facebook, but that is the danger, because many times we just forget that everybody can see that we even posted on a site from someone that they don't know. So even that they can read. So, but on the other side, you can also destroy business relations, especially if we mix friends and business contacts all in one profile, because both sides, they could know, like, we could post things that we don't want either side to know. So we want maybe our friends to tell that you know, that we got engaged, but maybe our business friends we would like to maybe tell later, or you know, make it more official, or it's these kind of things that maybe we don't want to know, let them know them right away. So to summarize this whole thing, I want to say that we should just, when we post something or we're about to post something, think about who is your friends, and most of all, think with a clear head.